I came back to NXT to become the first two-time ever NXT champion.
Tonight.
I can appreciate your ambition. I can appreciate you wanting what used to be yours.
Actions will speak louder than words.
But Sami, I don't know what makes you think that you deserve it.
Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe battle to become the new #1 contender. NXT tonight.
Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe one-on-one for the #1 contenders opportunity. Welcome to NXT. The boys are back.
My name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Big Cass, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, realest guys in the room, how you doing?
Nice to see that even though we are on a college campus, these two still come out and willingly destroy the English language.
You learn something every day.
I'm going to get right down to it. Our opponents that are about to walk down that aisle, there's only one word to describe them, and I'm gonna spell it out for you.
All of UCF misspelling a word. I hope they got refunds on their tuition.
The following contest is an 8-man tag team match scheduled for one fall. Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 445 pounds, Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, American Alpha.
This is a great way to kick off NXT, Graves. We're inside the CFB Arena, and we start with 8-man tag team action.
The atmosphere is absolutely electric. My personal favorite, American Alpha, making their way to the ring. This is going to be a big night. We're finally going to get a #1 contender.
They have been on a roll as of late. Jordan and Gable, we're going to find out how devastating they can be in an 8-man tag team match.
And their opponents, accompanied to the ring by Alexa Bliss, at a combined weight of 465 pounds, Blake and Murphy.
Blake and Murphy got to be feeling good. Alexa Bliss gets a win last week. Tonight, maybe Blake and Murphy's turn.
To capitalize on the momentum, not only can they defeat American Alpha, but Enzo and Chad as well be huge. And look who's standing beside him.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 446 pounds, they are your NXT Tag Team Champions, Scott Dawson
rivalry between Enzo and Cass. Dawson and Dash dates all the way back to NXT TakeOver London and beyond. The title match they had in London was one for the ages, but now it's become very personal, Graves.
Personal for Enzo and Cass. Dash and Dawson are all about business. They're still wearing the titles. They're still the champs. They're not concerned with anything but keeping them.
Dash and Dawson have taken multiple opportunities to try and take out Enzo and Cass, to put them on the sideline permanently. But the tables turn a little bit tonight here with American Alpha, Enzo and Cass teaming up. Meanwhile, Dash and Dawson, can they work with a team like Blake and Murphy?
Dash and Dawson are tag team experts. They can work with anybody out there. Blake and Murphy, former tag team champions themselves.
So here we go, Chad Gable of American Alpha to start things off against Scott Dawson.
I wonder if when Jordan and Gable call themselves American Alpha, if they've excluded the New York, New Jersey region because of people like Enzo and Cass.
I don't think so. I think they include everybody. It's all about America and these two working together. Gable and Jordan have taken the NXT Universe by storm every single time they come out here. The NXT Universe can't wait to see what they're going to do next. Last week, we had a chance to see what was going on with Enzo and Cass, American Alpha. Enzo and Cass were saying, you know what, we were 2015 Tag Team of the Year in NXT. American Alpha said 2016 is our year. Look at Gable go.
Up to this point, it's been hard to argue with. In my opinion, Enzo and Cass just want somebody to watch their backs because they're tired of getting beat up by Dash and Dawson.
The referee backs off Dawson and the rest of his team back into his corner to regroup here. I mean, how do you prepare for a guy like Chad Gable?
I have no idea. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. He's a machine. Every time you think you have a counter, he's got a counter for the counter.
This is a guy who's a Minnesota State wrestling champion in high school, continues winning ways all the way from college to the Olympics. And whoa,
it's gonna break
down. This. Let's go at it. Let's go. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. All 8-man middle of the ring. An American Alpha and Enzo and Cass standing tall. How are you doing, Graves?
Stop patronizing me, Tom.
Oh, look at this. Here come Blake and Murphy. Dash and Dawson sliding back into the ring. Whoop. And there goes that team. Enzo, Cass, Jordan, and Gable are rolling right now to kick off NXT.
A triple threat match at Fastlane.
Fasten your seatbelt. This is going to be good.
Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar.
Those three go to WrestleMania to fight Triple H for the title.
8-man tag team action here on NXT. Blake and Murphy, Dash and Dawson in control. But during the break, Dash and Dawson, Blake and Murphy assuming control.
This is where the experience factor comes into play. Dash and Dawson laying a trap like they do so well, and Gable fell right into it.
Now into the match, Blake, one half of the former tag team champions, Blake and Murphy. And that is what has made Blake and Murphy so powerful as a tag team. They continue to take it to American Alpha. They're nearly interchangeable as athletes. They're that good.
Very similar to Dash and Dawson. They're always on the same page. They're tuned to the same frequency at all times. Very dangerous.
Gable with the cover, shoulders down, and Blake kicked out. That is how quick Gable can break free. Tag made in comes Scott Dawson, one half of the tag team champions. Drop kick right in the face, forearm in the face, and a kick out.
Everything Dawson does has such high impact, so much snap. Even the way he covered Gable. Look at hurt just going into the cover.
Heavy elbow there, oh, and the leg drop. Another cover. Put for the leg here on Gable. Gable's still in this match for his team. And that has been one issue that Enzo and Cass brought up. Hold on, let's take a look at this. Oh! The sound when that connected on the side of Gable's jaw. Enzo and Cass at this point, they're fighting on behalf of a lot of other superstars in the locker room, a lot of other tag teams, because they see what Dash and Dawson are doing. They're preventing all these other elite superstars.
What superstars are they fighting on behalf of? Dash and Dawson are the champs. Enzo and Cass are the guys that got beat by the champ.
Another cover here from Dash and a kick out.
I don't know about you, but I don't want the guy that lost to stand up for me.
So Dash and Dawson going to anybody on the roster and just poking fun in their face, trying to cut out their knees more often than not. This is an elite group here on NXT, and they're preventing opportunities from other people.
Since when did the champions have to apologize to us? It's about winning.
We talked about the rules of engagement last week. Those are clearly not the rules of engagement on NXT.
Phillips, if you were any smarter, you'd know how stupid you sound.
Murphy, the Australian, with a heavy uppercut. Another tag to Blake.
1, 2.
Talking about the intensity of Alexa Bliss last week. Perhaps she's a little fire with Blake and Murphy as of late.
I mean, I know she's beautiful and distracting at ringside, Tom, but can we talk about Blake and Murphy? They're in there dissecting one of the greatest tag team wrestlers in the world, Chad Gable, right now.
Yeah, and I was just saying that Blake and Murphy look like a little bit more intense this week, thanks to Alexa. Oh, and a big clothesline from Dawson. Gable's in trouble. Here's another cover and a kick out. How much more can Gable take?
You know, Grace, Dash and Dawson, since winning the NXT tag titles, have been helping lead what you could arguably say is a revival of the tag team division.
Tom, they aren't just helping the revival. Dash and Dawson are the revivals.
Now Dawson with another tag into Dash Wilder. Oh, great teamwork there. Dash Wilder, another cover. Gable kicks out.
I mean, be honest with me, Phillips. How much are you enjoying Dash and Dawson? These guys are a pleasure to watch. It's so old school. These guys are like the best thing in the world right now.
Yes, they are the best tag team in NXT as the champions. It doesn't mean I agree with the things they've done and their tactics. Teams like Enzo Amore, teams like American Alpha, who have tried to earn tag team title opportunities. American Alpha's been very blunt. They've beaten former NXT tag team champions. They would like an opportunity at the titles down the line.
They haven't beaten the champions. It could happen someday, but for now, Dash and Dawson are all you have to worry about.
And that's the way it's done. You beat the champions and you get an opportunity. American Alpha, maybe they could do it. Look at Dash signaling to Dawson and slugged Enzo Amore and Colin. Oh, man.
Nasty collision.
Looked like Dash and Gable bounced heads there, center of the ring. Dash Wilder was caught up trying to signal to Dawson. And there's a tag to Jason Jordan.
Powerhouse of the team.
The energy just picked up here with Jason Jordan. Oh, big boot. Oh, a little elevation for you. Oh, tilt-a-whirl side slam. Don't want to be there. Belly to belly.
Halfway across the ring. Jordan's power is through the roof.
Oh, speaking of power, oh, man. Look at these two. Jordan into the midsection. Tag to Gable. Dawson gets planted. American Alpha, the cover broken up by Dash Wilder.
There goes Wilder.
Enzo Amore into the tag.
Here we go. Grab the cat by the tail and start a swinging.
Dawson hit with the rocket launcher. Enzo Amore just pinned one half of the tag team champions.
Here are your winners, Enzo Amore and Colin Cassady.
Very impressive by American Alpha in Big Cass, and then along comes Enzo to steal the win.
Hey, the Cat's got 9 lives, and the Cat just got the victory for his team here to kick off NXT.
Take a look back at this. Jason Jordan, athleticism second to none. Pass one off the Big Cass. Wilder's about 20 feet in the air.
And then watch this. Oh, Wilder tossed outside the ring by Big Cass. Alexa Bliss couldn't believe it. And then this is how good American Alpha can be. Making the tag. Scott Dawson was in a world of trouble here.
Yeah, that's how good Dash and Dawson could be the very last second making a save for his team. But then here comes the glory hog, Enzo Amore.
Enzo Amore, scrappy in the right place at the right time. Enzo, Cass, American Alpha, your winners here tonight at Kickoff NXT.
Deonna Purrazzo, you have an opportunity tonight at a little bit of redemption as you face Asuka for the second time, the woman who knocked you out on NXT a few weeks back. What were your preparations to make sure that history does not repeat itself?
First things first, Asuka is an amazing competitor. She's like no one I've ever faced before. But honestly, I think being knocked out was a learning experience. This is NXT, and you have to be ready for anything.
Learning experience, huh? Well, it seems to me that you haven't learned a thing about respect.
Nothing.
Just in case you forgot, we run NXT.
Yeah, have you been living under a rock for the past year?
I mean, by the looks of it, she has been, yeah. But, you know, we're here to just let you know that when Asuka beat us, she was lucky.
Keyword, luck. Even Michael Jordan had an off day now and then.
Exactly. So if you think you can do what we couldn't, you're even more pathetic than you look.
Yeah, good luck.
You'll need it. You?
Deonna Purrazzo faces Asuka here tonight, but also after the controversial ending to their triple threat match, we will find out who goes on to face Finn Balor for the NXT Championship as Sami Zayn takes on Samoa Joe to decide the #1 contender tonight.
My special guest today.
The Texas Rattlesnake goes one-on-one with the world's largest athlete. The Stone Cold Podcast with special guest Big Show. Now available on demand. Only on WWE Network.
Welcome back to NXT here on the campus of UCF. And tonight, NXT is presented by Tap Out, the official fitness and training partner of WWE. Now let's take you back to ringside for our next matchup. Welcome back to NXT.
The following contest is in the women's division. It's scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Hackettstown, New Jersey, Deonna Purrazzo.
An opportunity here for Deonna Purrazzo at a rematch. The last time she was in the ring with Asuka, unfortunately, Deonna was KO'd by the Empress of Tomorrow. Deonna looking to right that. Last week on NXT, making her presence felt in a very strong way in the NXT Women's Division.
Talk about presence, Asuka has got it all. You said the feeling of impending danger. She walked out here, this place lit up because it's fun to watch, but God, it's got to be scary to be across the ring from her.
Last week at the conclusion of the NXT Women's Championship match, fantastic match between Bayley and Carmella.
Eva Marie, Nia Jax would come out to assault Carmella and Bayley. It wasn't until Asuka came and cleared out Nia Jax and Eva Marie. Nia and Eva didn't want anything to do with Asuka.
I don't know that to be true. Nia Jax looked like she wanted herself a piece, but she was pulled off by Eva Marie. I'm sure we haven't seen the last of that.
And we're going to take a look at exactly what happened last week after this matchup. Oh, whoa, 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 watch those kicks.
I'm sure Deonna Purrazzo just had a flashback in the ring there.
Yeah. We're going to hear from Eva Marie and Nia Jax also a little bit later on about their actions last week. Absolutely despicable. Oh, man. Asuka with those sharp strikes. Deonna Purrazzo called her last opportunity with Asuka a learning experience. I hope she learned something. Wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, got the leg there, Deonna.
Lightning fast into that, almost a knee bar.
And Deonna doing the smart thing, getting to the bottom rope here. Lightning quick. Asuka can get a submission. Deonna, oh, with a cross body. Here's the cover and a kick out by Asuka.
Hands up, Asuka, hands up. You gotta admire Deonna Purrazzo's heart, but I mean, let's be honest, this isn't the smartest decision she's ever made.
I think she's making Asuka mad. Uh-oh. Oh, no. She's smiling, Graves.
Let's go out of the corner, Asuka, out of the corner. Let's go, come on, get it out.
Oh, my God. Oh, look at this, going again, Graves.
Going for an ankle lock there.
Deonna Purrazzo trying to break free. She's got the ankle lock center of the ring.
When she was trying to escape, but she rolled the wrong way, allowed Asuka to lock that thing in deeper. Uh-oh, ankle's trapped.
Oh, into a German, bridging into the cover and a kick out.
No wasted motion, right into an armbar by Asuka. Got a Fujiwara armbar on. Right in the center of the ring, this could be the end.
Oh, Deonna doing the wise thing, trying to roll away from it, but she just can't get away from Asuka. What do you do in this situation?
Run, pray.
Run, yeah.
Oh, oh my God.
Oh, and a roundhouse. Cover by Asuka on Deonna, and that is it.
Deonna Purrazzo's ears are going to be ringing for weeks. You asked what she learned from last time. Well, I can only hope tonight, if there is a next time, Deonna Purrazzo, when you step in the ring with Asuka, bring a helmet.
Or forfeit, whatever works. Seriously, what do you do?
That's the smartest thing you've said all night, Tom. I agree.
What do you do to stop Asuka, honestly?
I have no idea.
Let's take a look back here in this matchup. Asuka in a rematch against Deonna Purrazzo. Out of the corner, right to the midsection.
It's like a Louisville Slugger to the rib cage.
And this is where Asuka would change the pace with these spinning strikes, and the roundhouse absolutely knocked out Deonna. Watch this. Boom! Right on the ear. And another victory for Asuka here on NXT. I just don't have an answer. I don't know who's going to be able to stop Asuka.
I don't want to step across the ring from Asuka under any circumstance. I'm happy right here.
No, I don't think anybody does. Right now, we want to talk about the match from last week, the NXT Women's Championship between Bayley and Carmella. This was a fantastic matchup. Last week here inside the CFE Arena as Bayley defended her title against the #1 contender, Carmella. Back and forth throughout most of this matchup. However, in the end, it was Bayley who would find a way to retain the NXT Women's Championship. And a great sign of sportsmanship and friendship ultimately between two best friends in Carmella and Bayley after the match. However, as Bayley celebrated, it opened the door. It was an opportunity for Eva Marie and Nia Jax to exact some payback, some revenge on Carmella and Bayley. Bayley would come to the defense of Carmella, but the power and the numbers of Nia Jax and Eva Marie just too much, spoiling this evening. However, it was Asuka who would make her presence felt on NXT. And at the behest of Eva Marie, Nia Jax backing down face to face with Asuka. And this perhaps the most telling moment of all between the champion and Asuka. The target on the back of the NXT Women's Championship has never been bigger, now with Asuka looming.
Last week on NXT, we made a statement when we attacked Carmella and Bayley after their title match.
And it was perfectly justified, because if I would have been cleared to compete in the Battle Royal, I would be #1 contender. I know it, Carmella knows it, and the future ex-champion Bayley knows it.
And as for Asuka, well, she just needs to stay out of our business. Plain and simple.
Or else she's gonna end up like the rest of the Divas division. Broken.
Well, if anyone should worry about getting broken, it might be Sami Zayn. As you can see right there, Samoa Joe looks ready for battle. The match to decide the #1 contender will happen later tonight.
Revenge
This is jealousy. This is payback.
can be sweet. Next Wednesday, the score will be settled. Bayley and Carmella take on Eva Marie and Nia Jax in a tag team match. NXT, next Wednesday, 8/7 Central, only on WWE Network.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Niagara Falls, Canada, weighing 225 pounds, he is the perfect 10, Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger, his first time here at the University of Central Florida. Couldn't be better than perfect.
How do you know it's his first time at the University of Central Florida? That guy's a 10, he's probably a big hit here on campus.
You never know. You never know. His first time competing. Are you happy now, Graves?
Listen, when you're in here with me and we're watching a perfect 10, your game better not be any less than 9.5.
And his opponent from Washington, D.C., weighing 249 pounds, Alex Riley.
You're a big fan of Alex Riley, right, Tom?
Yes, I am.
Where has he been? He looks like he's been hanging out with Leonardo DiCaprio getting attacked by bears.
We saw Alex Riley return to action here on NXT 3 weeks ago. Graves, you and I had no idea that Alex Riley was even going to be here that night. Alex Riley stunned us. We saw a very different side of Alex Riley. This was a man who was once our broadcast colleague. That is not the same guy I remember.
Do I need to spell this out for you, Tom? You're talking about Alex Riley. Sure, he's done some cool things, but he's in there with a perfect 10. We're talking about Ty Dillinger, a perfect 10, and we're talking about Alex Riley, a guy who retweets compliments.
You know, honestly, come on. I talked to Alex Riley. This is a guy who's frustrated beyond belief. All he wants to do is get into the ring and compete. He wants to show the NXT Universe what a true superstar looks like. I asked him what he thinks of NXT. He said, quote, "I think it's a cartoon. I think it's a joke."
Who is he to talk about how anybody looks? The guy hasn't shaved in months. He looks like he hasn't washed his hair in close to a decade, and he's in there with a perfect 10. He's going to talk about how people look. If he wants to take career advice, he needs to look no further than Ty Dillinger.
Graves, I'm with you. Riley is a person who used to love NXT. He loved to sit here on the commentary desk with us and talk about the NXT Universe. Ever since everything that happened with Kevin Owens, this guy snapped.
I'm glad he's gone.
Ty Dillinger trying to take advantage here against Alex Riley. Oh, into a snapmare.
Of all the great things, look at that! That's a 10. Of all the great things Kevin Owens has done, ridding this table of Alex Riley is among my favorites.
Ty Dillinger trying to take control here. You know, Ty was actually a little upset he wasn't on last week's episode.
I was upset he wasn't on last week's episode. He should be on all the episodes.
I was going to say because it was February 10th.
What is Riley so mad about, Tom?
Back it up.
What is he raging about? Did he get ripped off by an Uber driver?
This is a guy.
What is this? The guy's he's out of hand.
Listen,
it's ridiculous.
Understand, Alex Riley has been a part of WWE for the better part of 8 years. Was a part of one of the main events of WrestleMania, and now he's competing here on NXT. He's been fighting for his career every day of his life. Here's the cover, hook to the leg and a kick out. Yeah. Alex Riley has believed, honestly, that he wasn't quite sure whether or not he was going to be a part of NXT, whether he'd have an opportunity to compete. Riley did say after his match 3 weeks ago how so many NXT superstars, a la Sami Zayn, have come back here to tremendous fanfare. No one said anything about Alex Riley coming back. Admittedly, we didn't even know he was in the building the night that he came back. He believes he's been undervalued. He believes that the NXT Universe doesn't care about him.
And that's somehow the fans' fault?
That's what he believes. Dillinger trying to create some space here from Alex Riley. Takes down Riley.
Hands up, come on, protect yourself.
Ty was going for 10.
So he caught him with an atomic drop.
Oh, but he didn't get all of it. Riley right back up.
Doesn't always have to be pretty. Sometimes a straight right hand will do the job just fine.
Oh, look at Dillinger. Dillinger with the cover on Riley. Ty beat him. Ty beat him.
Here's your winner, Ty Dillinger.
What are you surprised about, Phillips? He's a 10. He comes out, he looks great, he sounds great, he does fantastic things. He's taking a victory lap because you know why, Tom?
Why?
Because he's a 10.
I never would have seen that coming. You got to admit, the bulk of this match, Alex Riley was taking it to Ty Dillinger. Ty pulled this one out.
You need to believe, Tom. He's a 10. You should believe. Put him up, all 10 of them.
Finn, tonight in our main event, we crown a new #1 contender for your NXT Championship as Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe battle. Do you have a prediction for tonight?
Well, first of all, Alex, I want to tip my hat to Apollo Crews. 2 weeks ago, he proved to everyone that he is an incredible competitor. And I'm sure that will not be the last time that Finn and Apollo meet one-on-one in the ring. Now, as far as tonight's match goes between Sami and Joe, who knows, man? I do know that both men will be willing to go to hell and back for a chance at this. This is the NXT Championship. Sami knows what it takes to be NXT champion. And I found out firsthand just how badly Joe wants it. But regardless, I do know that whoever wins, I will be ready and waiting to do what I do better than anybody, and that is defend the NXT Championship.
Finn Balor's ready to defend his title no matter the challenger, and it might be against this man right here, Sami Zayn, who takes on Samoa Joe to decide who becomes the #1 contender next.
It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow
Regal, it's not too late to make the right decision. If the #1 contenders match is going to be restarted, I deserve to be in it. Put me in the match.
Regardless of how you may feel, you lost, and my decision is final.
Well, I'm the type of guy that believes in an eye for an eye, especially when it comes to stealing.
Next week on NXT, American Alpha has emerged as one of the hottest tag teams right now in NXT and have an opportunity to continue their momentum as they take on a team that knows what it takes to win the Tag Team Championship, Blake and Murphy.
And after what happened last week during the NXT Women's title match between Bayley and Carmella, those two will team up to take on Eva Marie and Nia Jax in our main event next week on NXT.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is a #1 contenders match for the NXT Championship. Making his way to the ring from Huntington Beach, California, weighing 282 pounds, Samoa Joe.
Graves, I want to share with you some of the things that Samoa Joe has said about Sami Zayn. He said, quote, "For the first time that you and I ever stood in the ring together, I saved your life. The only reason you still have a career is because of me. Regal only delayed the inevitable."
Listen, the argument could be made that every word he said is absolutely true. He did save Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has been gone since, and Samoa Joe has dominated NXT.
And his opponent from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing 212 pounds, Sami Zayn.
The fact is, Sami Zayn in that triple threat match to determine the #1 contender, Corbin, Zayn, and Joe, Sami proved that he is on par with Samoa Joe. They got the double tap out on Corbin.
I don't think anybody ever doubted that they were of the same par, of the same caliber. These are two of the best in the absolute world. The fact is, we're going to find out tonight which man is better.
There's a lot of controversy surrounding the triple threat match. Sami Zayn, he looked past it. He said, quote, "I can't fault Regal for this decision. It wasn't easy for me to become a champion the last time. Why should it be this time?"
I mean, the facts are the facts. Sami Zayn had Baron Corbin in the sharpshooter first, but it wasn't until Samoa Joe locked on that crossface that Corbin tapped out. Both guys have a legitimate stake at #1 contender.
Who is going to go on to face the NXT champion, Finn Balor, whose reign now stands at 228 days. Whoa, 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 and Joe, look at that early kick.
How to put the lights out real quick.
Look at how loose Joe looks right now. Joe's never looked more confident.
He's got no reason not to be. He's been on a tear.
This is actually a matchup that Joe has said that he's very excited about. He said, well, this is just Sami and me. No third party in Baron Corbin. Just the two of them in the center of the ring.
Yeah, but you heard it at the outset, Tom. If anyone's playing with a home field advantage here in Orlando, it's Sami Zayn. You heard the crowd singing. Nobody feeds off this crowd like Sami Zayn.
Yeah. The one disadvantage that this is not a triple threat match, Sami Zayn, it is very blatant the power and size disadvantage now with Joe.
But Sami Zayn's made a living slaying monsters. This is not the first time he's been outsized.
Joe, back it up. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hey!
And Joe just taking a cheap shot at Sami Zayn wherever he could get it.
It wasn't a cheap shot, it was an opportunity. Zayn left himself exposed, and Joe made him pay for it.
CFE Arena, the University of Central Florida, the home of NXT here tonight, trying to get behind Sami Zayn. Sami's been down this road before. How many obstacles did this man have to go through to become NXT champion once? His goal since he's returned from injury to become a the first ever two-time NXT champion.
But the landscape has changed drastically since he left.
Joe trying to pick up speed, and Sami uses momentum against him.
Great strategy by Zayn, using that size of Samoa Joe against Joe. Notice the slow pace at the beginning of this. It's like these two are just feeling each other out, trying to figure out who's going to make the first mistake. It's become a mental game already.
Nope.
And Joe reassumes position. You got to understand how much of a personal vendetta this is for Joe after NXT TakeOver London. The path of destruction he's promised to go on to get back to Finn Balor. It's downright scary, Graves.
You're absolutely right.
Look at Sami again using the momentum. The 300-pounder outside the ring.
We've seen Sami do this before.
Yes, we have.
We've seen him do that before, too.
Sami fired up here in this #1 contenders match. Samoa Joe's got to regroup. Sami Zayn looking very sharp.
Coming to the WWE Network.
From the masters of the 5-second pose and tables, ladders, and chairs comes a new show that is completely balls out ridiculous.
Slap a donkey and call me Bertha. Vince will have like a throne in there to take a dump on. Let's go.
You see this, huh? Funny boy, you see this? It totally reeks of awesomeness. Can I have the sandwich, please?
No. It's the best we could do.
2, 3, and a 4. Do you think you can teach me how to rap?
No.
Nobody gives our intern a hard time but us, right?
Exactly. At least we don't look like Papa Shango.
Motions to penis.
What's going on in my office?
He thought your toilet would be...
Shut up!
R-Truth is like that annoying uncle.
Wow. Weirdo.
Totally agree, Dad. I created Doink the Clown. Would you go to the prom with me?
I feel high. Yes. So high.
Thank you.
My arm hurts. Seriously, look. I can't move it. What happened to my career?
The Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness series premiere. This Sunday, immediately following WWE Fastlane. Only on WWE Network.
Where's my agent?
You have an agent?
We are back here on NXT. This match created by our general manager, William Regal. Zayn versus Samoa Joe to determine the #1 contender to the NXT Championship. It's been pretty even so far. Now Joe looking for an opening against Zayn in the corner.
Hey, Joe, back it up.
This is one of the aspects of this match we were worried about, Graves.
Samoa Joe needs to start using his size and just muscle Sami Zayn around. You saw him with the strikes. I don't know that anybody does it better. It's working for Joe right now, and he needs to stick with it.
It was very even between these two in the triple threat match just a few weeks ago. Getting a double tap out, plus Regal's decision to pit these two against each other. And there goes Sami. Oh, Sami caught in the corner.
There goes Sami. Spiked right into the mat. Look at the look on Joe's face.
It's that instinct in Samoa Joe to go for the win, to take out his opponent.
Let's take another look at this. Sami Zayn gets rolling, and Joe puts a sudden screeching halt to the momentum.
If you're in Sami Zayn's shoes, how do you combat this power?
Well, we saw before he used Joe's size against him a few times, but you can only get away with things so many times with Joe. Joe learns. He doesn't make the same mistake twice.
No, Joe's not going to let Sami Zayn bounce around all over the ring. He wants to get him close.
Joe needs to use his size, just impose his will on Zayn.
Both men trying to fire up here.
Sami getting the better of this exchange.
Oh, and Joe took him down.
What agility by the nearly 300-pound Samoa Joe, just sweeping the legs out from underneath Sami Zayn. How deceptively quick is Samoa Joe?
Joe with a snap suplex. Another cover to become #1 contender and a kick out at 2. First cover of this matchup. Now look at Sami trying to, break free off the ground.
And Joe trying to break Sami's face with that kick.
It is unbelievable just how quickly Joe can reassume control in a match. Joe will do whatever it takes to get another opportunity at the NXT champion, Finn Balor. That's what this match is all about. There's a thud on that one.
Just bringing Sami Zayn to his knees.
You wanted this.
Those chops, everything Samoa Joe does hurts. From the top of your head to the tip of your toes, Sami Zayn is feeling those chops through his entire body.
Oh, it's Sami! Sami trying to gather himself from the mat, and a big clothesline again. Sami Zayn. Sami, these hurt too, Corey. Oh, and Joe. Big clothesline from Sami Zayn.
Sami's running on something. He's feeling the adrenaline. I told you, nobody feeds off this live crowd like Sami Zayn does.
Sami out-muscles Samoa Joe here. He's looking for the blue thunder bomb, I think.
Can he get him up?
He got Joe! Blue thunder bomb! Cover from Sami Zayn. Joe still in it. Sami thought he had him right there.
I don't know where on earth or otherwise Sami Zayn got this strength to lift 282 pounds of Samoa Joe up, drive him down with the blue thunder bomb, and come within an eyelash of becoming #1 contender.
How much did that take out of Samoa Joe, but how much did that take also out of Sami Zayn just to muscle Joe up there? Joe with an atomic drop.
Big boot and senton.
Right into the chest of Sami Zayn. Another cover hook to the legs. Sami Zayn still alive.
Sami Zayn barely got that shoulder up.
Graves, when a man of Joe's size makes that kind of impact, how long does it take for you to get your win back, to get back to a vertical base?
Oh, 2-3 weeks. I don't know.
Jeez.
Oh, God. Sami's done for. He doesn't even know where he's at. Joe, so nasty.
Almost looking for a clothesline, face first. Can he lock in the coaching clutch on Joe?
No, Joe escaped it.
Joe managed to break free into a power slam. Cover, shoulders down now on Zayn, and a kick out. Zayn's still in it.
How on earth is Sami Zayn still conscious, let alone in this match?
Because Sami Zayn understands what's at stake to become the #1 contender for the NXT Championship.
Look at the velocity of this power slam by Joe.
And still, Sami Zayn found a way to hang around. Sami knows what's on the line here. An opportunity to cement himself as perhaps the greatest champion in the history of NXT if he gets the opportunity.
Joe just teeing off. I think he's shadow boxing right now. Oh!
Sami Zayn with those vicious forearms.
Joe looks stunned. And here comes Sami.
Sami catches an elbow. There's the enziguri.
That agility of Joe that makes him so dangerous. Sami might be out on his feet.
Joe caught with an exploder suplex. Where is Sami Zayn finding the strength?
Got the energy of the CFE arena, the NXT Universe coursing through his veins.
Was looking for the Haluva kick, and Joe caught him. Joe caught him from behind.
Coquina clutch. That's it.
Can Joe lock it in, however?
Sami Zayn's going to sleep.
Oh, and look at this.
How
innovative is Joe?
Joe just using all of his weight to drag Sami down. How much damage is done? That's still 4.5 solid seconds of no oxygen, no blood to the brain. Sami Zayn could be out. Sami's out. The referee should just end this right now. Sami Zayn is out cold.
Samoa Joe looking for the muscle buster. This could end this match. This could put away... Sami with the Haluva!
How?
Haluva kick, shoulders down. Sami Zayn. Sami did it!
Tom, look at where Samoa Joe's hand is.
What are you talking about?
Who did the referee count out?
The officials confused. What's the decision?
Let's take another look at this, Tom. Samoa Joe went for the muscle buster. Bam! Haluva kick out of nowhere. Sami Zayn, yes. Part of his body's on Samoa Joe, but look at the right arm of Samoa Joe.
No. Sami Zayn's laying on top of Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's shoulders are on the mat.
Samoa Joe's right arm was on top of Sami Zayn. Sami's shoulders were flat on the mat. I'm wondering what angle was the referee looking from? Both guys had their shoulders down. Both guys had body parts covering their opponent.
Graves, you got a really good point. This is another angle. Hold on a second. Muscle buster attempt there from Joe. Haluva kick in the corner. Now down goes Joe. Look at the shoulders. Look at the angle of the referee there. It's still not clear.
We still don't have a definitive winner here. Who's the #1 contender?
Samoa Joe's shoulders were down.
Yes.
Sami
Taking a
Zayn's
cover, I don't
shoulders were
understand the
down.
problem.
When I counted 3, my decision is a draw.
I need a number 1
My
contender.
back shoulder was off. Back up, Joe, back up.
You want him, and I need a number 1 contender.
Sir, with all due respect, I cannot answer that question for you. What I can tell you is that both men's shoulders were down.
You're ridiculous,
I
man.
counted 3.
My back shoulder was up.
Therefore, back it up, Joe. My final.
I need a number 1 contender.
I can't tell you that. What I can tell you is that both men's shoulders were down. 1, 2, 3. My decision is a draw. It's a draw.
One draw. I
It's
can't
a
even
draw.
cover them. I don't see